What's going on, gamers? We got an interesting title here to cover. Though we've heard about this before, but now we know that this is something that for sure is most likely going to go on. And this doesn't surprise me. The only positive I can see out of this is them actually taking a break from making a Call of Duty every damn year. Hopefully that would be nice, and then you would try Halo and give Call of Duty a break. But here we go. Are we ready? It says Microsoft eyes Activision partnership for a new Halo multiplayer. This also gives you the idea that some of those layoffs were actually true, or there may be more coming to Halo Studios. I think when it comes to Halo Studios, they're cooked. If you can't make a new multiplayer game because you just can't do it, and then they've outsourced it before too, then what's the point anymore? Because Halo is going to blow up because of multiplayer. Campaign is not going to be what Halo is about. And this kind of gives you the idea that what are you going to put them to the side to make Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3 remakes and launch them as the same thing as Campaign Evolved? If so, just please shut down the studio and get rid of it then, because that's pathetic. But yeah, here we go. I want you guys to let me know what you actually think about this as well. Become a member, leave a tip down below, like, comment, and subscribe. Here we go. Okay, so right here, as it says, and we got a lot to talk about in this video too, Microsoft is exploring a collaboration with Activision and Sledgehammer Games. So it's Sledgehammer Games. Yeah, not Infinity Ward. To develop a new Halo multiplayer game. So this is about just specifically focusing on multiplayer. You don't see anything about campaign, right? You notice that? This is all about multiplayer. And remember, this is the company that also wants to make games, battle passes, microtransactions ridiculous. All that type of stuff. Halo's going to be turning into that. Following a prototype test in June that was later canceled. Halo Studios has increasingly outsourced work like art and mission design to external partners amid development challenges. You see this? This also tells you that, like I said, Bungie's not there anymore. This studio that's left over now does not know what they're doing. Anything you think about that literally is supposed to be Microsoft's flagship IPs, the only thing that's left with its original studio is the coalition, kind of with Gears of War. And actually, no, because Epic Games was doing that previous before that with Cliff Bleszinski. So if you really think about it, that's probably the closest. Everything else, they're outsourcing it. That's what I try to tell you. All the original gaming soulful aspects that you remember in the 360 world are all gone. Even the people, Phil Spencer, Major Nelson, all of them, they're all gone. Only Aaron Greenberg's kind of left, but you know, he doesn't really do anything when it comes to development. So we get the idea here, outsourced art, mission design to external partners amid development challenges, and the recent Halo campaign evolved struggles. Wasn't just that. So they're giving you the idea. Look, development challenges, meaning the multiplayer game that was canceled, eCore, right? And then they had a battle royale that they canceled. And then the Halo campaign evolves struggles literally got shut down, and they had to remake it through the Unreal Engine and learn that. That was like the truth that we got from Rebs Gaming. As you see, he wasn't lying. He's very reliable on a lot of stuff like that. So Halo has been through development hell. It has been ruined. It has been just thrown all over the place. And the latest slap that you got was campaign devolved with no multiplayer. And now Microsoft's like, okay, well, Activision then, right? A company that pumps out Call of Duty every single year. But they got 2 development studios, but a lot of devs, obviously. So they want to take a portion of them at Sledgehammer Games Studios, and they want to make a next-gen Halo multiplayer because they can make games fast. I'm telling you right now, this isn't just about quality development, but this is about getting something done that works like Call of Duty, slapping Halo on it, and getting it to work fast and making a bunch of money, because now you see the Call of Duty studio actually doing it. They can make games fast, and they're going to be using a lot of AI. Don't think that they're not going to. I've been trying to tell you that Halo is ruined. Halo is dead. Once again, AGN is correct. Why are you eyeing Activision? Because you feel like they can be successful. Because Halo is just done. And it says, while some fans hope Sledgehammer's Call of Duty expertise will strengthen Halo's multiplayer, Halo has never been a super sprint game, sprint down the hallway, jump all over the building, and do all that. I'm sorry, that's not Halo. Why do you think it was in its glory with 1, 2, and 3? Definitely 3. and reach. It wasn't about sprinting. It had a different pace. It was different. It wasn't Call of Duty. Call of Duty was its own game. So I don't know about that. And a lot of people said that the Call of Duty sprint ruined the pace of Halo campaign Devolve's campaign. Imagine them putting that in multiplayer too. That would have just killed the pacing of the pistol. You see what I mean? So it's going to be a modern type Halo that's rushed out with AI. Others worry about franchise's direction relying on outside help. Well, I mean, Bungie ain't there anymore. They're gone. No official plans have been confirmed yet. Well, no, I think, though, they're going to do this because what else are they going to do? They need to get out of Halo fast, right? They need to pump out a Halo. They need their IPs to do well. Halo, Fallout, which is Bethesda's, though, and the rest of the world, but they want to try to lock that in there. You didn't build that IP and identity. Same thing with Elder Scrolls. Like Nintendo builds all their IPs and identities, and Sony builds most of their IPs and identities, and they work with them and make them better over time. Nintendo's the best at that. Even third-party people that work with them and second-party end up getting a lot better. But everybody that seems to work with Microsoft gets worse. And then whatever they have left over as some corporate power house aspect, they'll use that because they don't have the soul and the photosynthetic environment to make developers actually grow, where their morality is actually high and they feel like they can actually start performing better. I've never seen that happen in the Xbox world. Things just seem to somehow get worse. So now you kind of get the idea. Imagine if Microsoft was still trying to do what they do with just a few monopolies, like maybe Obsidian or whatever, and they didn't have Activision. You see what I mean? Activision should have just been left as Activision, but obviously there was a lot of things going on with Bobby Kotick there. And then you see Bethesda being Bethesda. What's really left? A dead Halo, a Gears they're about to ruin, and Forza. And Fable that is going to be in good hands because of the Forza devs. You see, it's kind of like the same thing. We're like, man, we need you because we don't know what we're doing. This isn't anything new. So yeah, now get ready for a Halo multiplayer if you're looking for anything in the future, because you're not getting it from the older games to come from the Call of Duty devs. I don't know what to say about this except that I have to see what's going to happen, but I'm not excited. I don't care because I don't need Halo anymore. I think we kind of moved on from the legendary memories that Bungie left us. You know, this is not this world anymore. There's so much more to play 24/7. So it's a different world. What I also think, too, is that when this happens, maybe this can give them an idea of something different other than pumping out Call of Duty every single year because it gets annoying. And I guarantee you, if they get them working on the Halo multiplayer and they're still trying to do that same Call of Duty formula, that is not going to be good because that just means more AI slop. I'm telling you, do not trust this company because that's exactly what's going to happen. So going down to Charlie Intel, I'm interested in the comment here. Let's get into that. Going down, GameXS, so in other words, Halo is officially over. We're already seeing it. This was only 29 minutes ago, so you can't get a ton of comments, but it's kind of obvious, right? Everybody's kind of having it right here. I have a lot more faith in Sledgehammer making a Halo than just letting 343 outsource development to a bunch of short-term contractors for a third game in a row. That's a reasonable comment. I agree. Like, if you cared about Halo and you really want to see a next-gen multiplayer game, then yeah, you would say, okay, I'd rather have Activision do it because all they do is make multiplayer games every single year, the Call of Duties. You know what I mean? Or every single 2 years if they let them do that. But, you know, when you have Modern Warfare 4 or 2, and then you drop 3 next year, and then Black Ops 6, and then drop 7, it's like, what? How do you release the sequel the next year? That's weird. And they both feel like AI slop expansions and half-baked nonsense. That's why people were mad at Black Ops 7 and Modern Warfare 3, but they liked Black Ops 6 and Modern Warfare 2 remakes. But yeah, I mean, this is obviously the better option, but even then, I would prefer id Software get Halo. Hey, I'm just saying. Okay, but please don't tell me this means Sledgehammer's next Call of Duty game hasn't been getting a full development cycle. This is what I'm saying. I feel like with this, now you're saying you want to interfere with your biggest franchise selling every year? Because Call of Duty is going to sell. Just because you give them Halo does not mean it's guaranteed to sell. That's the difference here. Halo's damaged. Call of Duty's damaged, but it's still going to sell a lot. Just saying, it's multi-platform, and you expect to see that. I'm begging. I would love this so much. He seems to like it. Jordan Stapleton says Xbox is ruining the Call of Duty studios whose craft and cycle makes a consistent release schedule. They can't do anything right, trust me. COD works because of this pipeline, and now Microsoft is disrupting it. Their franchise is failing. It's bad enough when Treyarch was drafted to help other releases. Now Microsoft is forcing them to help Halo because Xbox failed. Duh. At least you have the intelligence to admit that and realize that, yeah, our GOAT, the Ghost of Hope, told us about this once. Yeah, I made a video about this. At this point, I'll take it. Anyone but Halo Studios. Like the meme says, whenever someone trash talks the Halo franchise, I don't even bother to defend it these days. I just look at them like this. Here's the thing. Xbox is the same thing. It's like people say this for a reason. But you have people that really want to defend something that shouldn't be defended. It's like, what's the point? To me, like I said, to me, that's just low IQ behavior, because it's like, no. Chad of Duty says Halo needs better oversight. And an SHG Halo would literally be iconic. Sledgehammer Games. But I'm going to go with my gut and say, leave Sledge alone, please. Let them finally have a full Call of Duty dev cycle. Because like you have that, and then you have them also being rushed and not being able to have the full development cycle. That as well, you know what I mean? Either way, this Halo game, if they're going to do this, not going to be done for at least another 2+ years if they're going to do a Call of Duty type Halo focus. Because they would just say, no, we're just doing multiplayer only. It may be some free-to-play game. You know. You guys really need to do a Call of Duty remaster every few years to let the studios cook properly. Also, Call of Duty remaster games most probably are going to sell like hotcakes or hot pancakes, so it's a win-win. Like when you think about like Black Ops Sports on PlayStation, they did insane, 12 million. Definitely Black Ops 2, so like 8 point something million out of that. So they're saying that works. Like, but with Halo, we don't know if that's guaranteed to work. Anything other than the excessive levels of outsourcing that Halo Studios does is a plus on my book. I'm tired how there's no cohesive vision between games because most people move on after their contract ends. And you're just hiring a bunch of people that really are not guaranteed to make Halo amazing. It's just, man, I'm going to do all this, get a bunch of money, and let me see. Hopefully this works. You got to think very carefully about handling your legendary mascot. If not, then you put him in the back for a while. This is where you have to be intelligent, Microsoft, but the rushing out and then doing all of this real quick is not always the answer to things. We got somebody right here saying, I feel like this would be an absolute disaster. Saying Mr. JavaScript right here. KB says, if anyone could do it right, it's Sledgehammer Games, but I don't think they could do it unless Raven is doing campaign and Treyarch is doing zombies again for their next Call of Duty game to alleviate workload. But it seems like it would be kind of hard to focus on multiplayer for COD and Halo at the same time. Sledgehammer Gamers would knock it out the park on Halo, if I'm being honest. So there are some people that think Sledgehammer Games would actually do a good job. Honestly, I feel like they would do a better job than Halo Studios myself. So we're going to see how this goes. I think this is something that's actually real, and Microsoft wants to do this just to see if they can get them to do both. We're going to be finding out. Become a member, leave a tip down below, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys actually think about this. As I said before, Microsoft is just in a rut. Their biggest mascot and legendary franchise, and one of the most legendary franchises of all time, is definitely in trouble. They really are worried right now with Halo Studios. I think there's some layoffs for sure that's going to happen. And right now they may just be a remake studio with Unreal Engine 5, not giving you multiplayer. It just seems like they don't want them to do anything multiplayer. But it's weird because it's already finished when you think about the older Halos. Bungie already did it. You don't have to work on anything. Just put it in there. I don't know. Later.